went and what teams needed a tight end, but where you really made your name is in that NFL combine, man. You really did your thing. And out of all the tight ends, you really put up the best numbers. What type of preparation went into, getting ready for the combine, and how were you able to perform at such a high level?
Oh, man, I went, for my training for the combine in Senior Bowl. I went down to Tampa, Florida to Performance Compound with Yo Murphy, and he's a great guy. And I met Yo, and I told Yo, I said, man, I want you to push me. Even when I say I can't go no more, I want you to push me. I want to be the best I could be. And he took that in. That's what he did. He pushed me. She made sure I was going 100% in everything I do. And I'd like to thank him for that. Now, he pushed me and, got my speed up, my strength up. I was able to run the fastest 40 at the combine out of the tight ends. And, I was just blessed. Blessed to show the world, what type of athleticism I got.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I noticed that you didn't thank anybody or talk about anybody pushing you academically to get your degree, man. I think that's real tough that you didn't mention your academic advisor at all and what he pushed you, and no matter what, man. What's that all about?
My academic advisor, he always pushed me, man. Even though when I didn't want to do my schoolwork and I was just tired of being in study hall, for 2 hours and just constantly doing schoolwork, and he always pushed me. He told me it was going to pay off in the long run, and that's exactly what happened. Graduated 3.5 years early, so thanks to him, thanks to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a poor attempt to get some shine on my own podcast show. but nah, man, you're a heck of a student athlete, man, and one of the easiest guys to work with because you cared. You cared about your academics. You had a lot of pride, and that's the recipe for success as a student athlete. Now you're in the big city. You're going through your rookie mini camps and things like that. How was that for you? And who all joining you in those camps?
It's a lot of guys. From a lot of different schools. They had rookie mini camp, and they brought a lot of guys in, to try out, and they signed a couple of free agent guys. But they had a lot of talent here, but some guys, they didn't. They sent some of the guys home because I guess they didn't need the space on the roster or whatnot. But, it's great. I met a lot of great guys. For one, Sterling Shepard, he's my roommate. Actually, and me and him building a good relationship. So, it's pretty good. It's going pretty well.
You're now working with the vets. No more rookie mini camps. You're in the OTAs. How is it now that you stepped up and you're with all the guys that you watched on TV for years, and those guys that not too long ago made a Super Bowl run?
Man, it's a great experience. Me being on the New York Giants, they are a great team. A lot of great guys on this team, and just playing with the guys like a dream come true. Seeing these guys on TV and wishing to be there, and now I'm actually a part of the team and practicing with you guys. It's a blessing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I couldn't explain, tell you how happy I am. Just now I'm excited to be a part of the Big Blue.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. Now, I got to ask you, because we were talking a little earlier offline about the playbook and all the language and the verbiage that goes with it. What is the biggest difference between the playbook you had to learn under Coach Spurrier and now the playbook that you're learning here with the Giants?
Oh, man, the biggest thing is the terminology. Once you learn the terminology of the plays and the concepts, everything just kind of, just start flowing into you. But until you learn that terminology and the concept of the plays, you'll be lost. And that's really the big difference. Football is football. But just, knowing what you're doing on the field is what makes a difference from other guys.
You talked a little earlier about the culture being a little different with the change in coaching staffs and whatnot. Now, I understand you weren't there last season, but how have the players on the current roster who did carry over from last year, the Odell Beckham Juniors and guys of that sort, how have they described any type of differences within the culture or just how things are done day to day with the change in coaching staff?
I actually haven't changed. No, I haven't asked them about the last coaching staff, but just being around them and the coaching staff now, it seems like they love them, man. There's some good coaching staff, and they know what they're doing, and they pushing our guys very hard.
We're talking with University of South Carolina graduate Jerell Adams, current tight end for the New York Giants. Rel, thank you so much for coming aboard today, man. Really appreciate it. I will give Daimeon your best. He wishes he could be here to speak with you, but he promises the next time you come on the show, because we know there will be a next time, he'll be here.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. We will be back to wrap up things here on the All Things Sport podcast on Spreaker Radio.
Thank you for listening to the All Things Sport podcast with Daimeon Banks and Pierre Banks. Be sure to check out the In My Humble YouTube channel for all your sporting needs.
Pierre Banks here, thanking you all for listening to the All Things Sport podcast. Please subscribe for much more of the show. Also, join myself and Rudy Mondragon for In My Humble, the Split Decision, where we discuss all things boxing and what is just our humble opinion on the In My Humble YouTube channel.
What you ain't heard?
Somebody done told you wrong, punk.
It's the All Things Sport podcast with Daimeon Banks and Pierre Banks.
Latifah, party's right here.
On Spreaker Radio.
Welcome back to the All Things Sport podcast. Another quick thank you to New York Giants tight end Jerell Adams for stopping through, joining us on the line today, sharing his insight. Again, I'm rocking Dolo today because my co-host Daimeon Banks currently a little busy in the delivery room right now, expecting his first child, his first daughter, Loxley Banks, his daughters. Look forward to having you back next week, bro. Wish you and the wife all the best. But now, I want to end things with one of my favorite segments, the All Things Sport Top 5. And this week on the All Things Sport Top 5, we're going to do the top 5 players in the NBA, in my humble opinion. Now, again, there's a difference between most valuable and best. Do I think Steph Curry is indeed the most valuable player in the league? Without question. I think without him, the Golden State Warriors would not be anywhere close to as good as they are. And you've seen it in the playoffs. When he set out those couple of games against the Rockets, there was a major difference. When he went out after the first half against the Rockets in game 1, there was a noticeable difference. And it just looks like the chemistry, the flow is not there for the Warriors. So I agree wholeheartedly that he's the most valuable player in the league. And when you make a team that's won 73 games in a season that much better, you deserve to win the most valuable player award. But I do believe there's a distinct difference between being the best in the world and being the most valuable player in the league or in the world for that fact. So without further ado, number 5. Number 5 on my list, I got the Durantula, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, another wonderful season from this young man. His numbers go a little something like this. Over 28 points a game, over 8 rebounds a game, and right at 5 assists a game. And again, we're talking about a 7-foot power forward who can put the ball on the floor, shoot the basketball, post up, and pretty much do whatever he wants to do on the offensive end. He is so low on my list because of what he does on the other end. And basketball is a two-way game. You don't come out of the game after you shoot the basketball. You don't go sit on the bench like football. It doesn't work like that. You got to play on both ends. And I think in this country, your ability to score points, your ability to be effective on the offensive end is just seen with far greater importance than what you do defensively. And it's very comparable, and it's the same reason why there's only been one defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. There have been plenty of great defensive players, plenty of guys who wreak havoc for offensive, plenty of guys who have changed the game with what they've done on the defensive end. But the award is only going to Charles Woodson. And some will argue because Charles Woodson would also line up at wide receiver and return punts. I just really believe that it's way too much importance put on the offensive end in this country. And it's really sad because we got a lot of great defensive guys, but the emphasis just isn't on that end of the floor. And so because Stephen Curry scores 30 points a game, because Kevin Durant scores 29 points a game, people say, oh, these are the top guys in the league. These are the top players in the world. No. You got to do it on both ends, my friend. So Kevin Durant ends up at number 5 on my list. Number 4. Staying with the same team, but I'm going with the point guard, Russell Westbrook. And I know what you're saying. Oh, my God, he put Russell Westbrook in front of Kevin Durant? What is he doing? Russell Westbrook, my friends, led the league this year in triple-doubles. Russell Westbrook had 18 triple-doubles this season. Again, when I'm looking at the best players in the league, I'm looking at the all-around game. I'm not just looking at who can put the ball in the hoop. Is that important? Yes. You got to score more points to win the game. But I'm looking at an overall game. And Russell Westbrook did it better than anyone in the league this season. 18 times. That's the most since Magic Johnson in the 81-82 season. Well over 30 years ago. Gets into the passing lanes. Real active on the defensive end. A single man fast break at any point in the game. Whether it's a long rebound, short rebound that he's probably getting, or an inbound pass. He's a fast break waiting to happen. Russell Westbrook is a matchup problem for anybody. And don't let him get to the elbow. Automatic from there. Don't let him hesitate on you in the paint. Take a couple steps and then go up the left or right. You can't stop him. But again, it's his overall game that puts him in this top 5. The numbers for Russell Westbrook go a little something like this. 23.5 points a game, just under 8 rebounds a game, and over 10 assists a game. A lot of people don't like to give Russell Westbrook credit and say that, he doesn't like to pass the ball. He shoots too much. The guy had 18 triple-doubles. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The next person that says that Russell Westbrook shoots too much, just remember that he had 18 triple-doubles, and know your role and shut your mouth. Number 3. I'm going to San Antonio, and I'm going with the NBA Defensive Player of the Year, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has gotten better and better each year he's been in the league. Known at first just for pretty much defensive status and then being able to get to the cup. But he's worked on his jumper, can hit that consistently now, getting better and better at shooting the ball from behind the arc. When the Spurs need a bucket, they're looking more and more towards Kawhi Leonard to give them what they need. Can he put the ball in the bucket? Without a doubt, averaging over 21 a game, just under 7 rebounds a game, and 2.5 assists a game. So again, he's got that overall game. And then the defensive presence is what sets him apart from so many others in the league and others on this list. So Kawhi Leonard, number 3 in my all things sport top 5 NBA players today. Number 2, I'm going with the 2-time reigning MVP, Stephen Curry. I already told you earlier he was not going to be number 1, but you cannot argue with the greatness of Stephen Curry. Do I think he's the greatest shooter in league history? Not sure if that can be determined until after he's done playing. But is he the best shooter in the league right now? You bet your sweet can he is. This guy, again, has revolutionized the game. No one has been able to create their own three-point shot the way Stephen Curry has. And the way that he can get you in the air, give the ball up, and then get a little give and go to create some space and knock down threes, unbelievable. I mean, pulling up from darn near half court at times, and that's just part of his game. Shooting is just part of Stephen Curry.